Second Nature for Children is in the house. I hope everyone is doing well. Coach, how you doing?
As always, man, great, great, great. How about yourself?
I'm doing absolutely great. Great to see you. Man, we're gonna
Yeah,
jump right. Got you. We're gonna jump right into it. First, I just want to share. This is the first of the month, the first full week of this month, and I hope that everyone has been taking the challenge that I started last year, where you take the first 7 days and whatever it is that you've been working on or procrastinating about, or whatever thing you've been trying to get started on that you haven't gotten started. For this 7 days, make sure that you take this first 7 days or the first full week of each month and begin to work on bettering yourself. So that's where we at. And shoot me a comment and let me know how things been going for you if you've been participating and working on taking your life to another level. So make sure as you come in, family, make sure you subscribe, like, and share. We should already be at a certain point, but there's a lot of work to do in the Black community. There's a lot of work to do. We should already have our subscriptions up, our likes up, and our shares up. But I understand we got a lot of work to do. And one of the biggest reasons what I do, I focus on the Black community. Now, when I'm putting out certain content and I'm using black, black, black for this and black for that and black for this, believe me, family, I know that there are other groups of people who go through certain things and who go through this and who go through that. I don't care. It's not my concern. I'm focused on the Black community. I just want to be very transparent about that because it was like when my kids was in school, I really don't care about the behavior of the other children in the classroom. My concern is that my kids' behavior is up to par. So when I come to us as a community, I know that there are other groups of people, but my concern is that us as a people, that our behavior is up to par. So I just want to definitely chime in on that right there and let you know why I use the term Black and deal with us and excluding others. I'm not concerned about others. I want to make sure we get it together because in a lot of other areas, a lot of other groups are doing much better than we are. So I don't even talk about that part. So I just come to address the Black community. And so what I want to talk to you about tonight, Coach, is can Blacks handle the truth? That's what I want to talk to you about. Can Blacks handle the truth? And then I would like for the family to go back and make sure that they go back and check out the other content that I have out myself, that you and myself have out. And if they see anything that they disagree with, that they can prove that we're wrong about, I would love for them to shoot a comment. There's my email address. And just to let me know, because I'm not understanding how can we get the views but not the likes. So if it's anything that you don't like about it, that you can prove that we have done wrong or said wrong, then I would definitely, there's my email address. If you want to be personal, you can hit me up. And of course, you know, there's the comment section out there. So tonight, I want to speak strictly on facts. That's what I'm going to be dealing with tonight when I'm dealing with can Blacks handle the truth? And I answer it from my point up front, no, we can't handle the truth. So I like to make sure that we have a reference and define some things before we get started. Then I'm gonna let you go in, Coach. All right, so when we dealing with handle, we know we're not talking about grabbing a hold to something. So when we dealing with handle in this content that we're talking about in this context is to get angry or excited, to lose one's temper or self-control, to deal with. That's what we want to deal with when we're talking about can we handle the truth? If I'm telling you something, can you deal with what I'm sharing with you if it's the truth? Now, when we're dealing with the truth, we're talking about that which is true. True, agreeing with fact. I just like to have a reference point. Truth, the fact of facts. That's what I'm going to be dealing with tonight. A thing that is known to be proved or to be true. I'm not going to give you my opinion, what I'm thinking, or what one thinks. I'm going to give you facts. And a lot of people get a little disturbed when I give facts because they say, well, he think he know what he's talking about, everything he think. Well, let me tell you something. I only talk about what I know. I stay in my lane. That's why some people say, well, he think he know everything. I've had people to say that, Coach, but I'm talking about what I know. And I never had one person to be able to tell me he think he know everything, but have been able to come back and prove what I've said is wrong. So that's what we got to deal with, because we are the type of people, we get in our feelings and emotions about things. And we got to be very careful, because just because you feel a certain way doesn't make it right. Some people think just because they feel a certain way, that make no, just because you feel a certain way, it doesn't make it right. And in some instances, just because you see something doesn't make it true. It don't mean that it's that way. We got to stop being so narrow-minded to just because we feel a certain way. I've literally had someone that put it in this term, and that's why when I was talking to you the last time about the word hope, we have to be careful how we use it, just like we have to be careful about how we have to use our feelings. It's okay to have an opinion, and it's okay to have feelings. That's natural. That's everyone. But if you tell me, Coach, that you feel like I have a red shirt on, then I tell you, no, no, Coach, I have a black shirt on. I can prove that I have a black shirt on. Now, if you continue to tell me, well, that's just my feeling, you have people like that. And that's a lack of what they call, literally, you can pull it up. It's a lack of common sense. Once someone can take your feelings and prove that your feelings is not right when you're putting your feelings over onto someone else. Now, you can have feelings about something, but if you telling me that you feel something that I'm sitting here proving to you that no, what you're feeling is wrong, then that's a lack of common sense. So we have to be very careful with our feelings and how we use our feelings and emotions. And like we did the last time, the word hope, we have to be careful how, because these words are just not narrow. We have to be able to look outside the box and take a look at them as well. So let's jump right into it. The first thing I want to deal with, and I told you tonight I'm doing strictly facts, Coach. So when you come in, I'm gonna let you flow. I'm doing facts. Because if I don't tell the truth, that's shame on me. Now, when I do this right here, you can't handle the truth, then that's shame on you. So we got handled together, we got truth together. So this is what we're gonna do. First, we're gonna start with our children. And I would love if you know anyone who's doing great work with the children, especially unsystematic children in the community, man, share that information with me, man, so I can give that organization or that group of people kudos, because we don't have many that's really working with our children. So I'm gonna start with the children first. If we don't organize in our communities or our neighborhoods to help our children, especially unsystematic children, meaning the kids that are in the streets, things will continue to get worse for them. They're uneducated. A lot of them are not focused on their future, and they're not doing well. They're not doing well in school. And unless we come together, organize in our communities and our neighborhoods, our children will continue to fail. Facts. Until we become unselfish and begin to develop a concern and show compassion for each other, things would never get better for us as a group. Things will never change for us as a people. Our children, once again, will continue to suffer and not do well. Facts. Until we learn how to connect, this is what I teach. If you need my help dealing with anything dealing with the mind, the body, and the soul, there's my email address. I got you. You don't need another personal trainer. If you have any questions on fitness, how to develop the proper mindset for fitness, how to connect it to that which dwells within you, there's my email address. I got you. You don't have to worry. You ain't spending no money. There's my email address. Watch it, don't nobody hit me up. We don't know how to accept help. But let's move forward. Let's deal with these facts. Until we learn how to connect to ourselves and that which dwells within us, we'll never be complete. Facts. If you don't learn how to connect the things that come from your brain to the things that come from your heart, you will never, ever experience true success in your life. You are hindering yourself. Facts. I'm going to stop right there. I'll come back in a little bit. Coach, can blacks handle the truth?
I say no, man. I can't disagree with anything you said. I feel we cannot handle the truth because if we could have, there would have been a whole lot more, I would call them truth seekers. Okay? People looking for the truth and using the truth to, pivot to move differently, I saw, that was today, early today. I saw this, I was listening to a piece and this guy said something, and that's the truth. He said, rich people pretend to be poor in order to stay rich. But poor people pretend to be rich and they stay poor. I'm like, wow, man. Yeah. And in retrospect, that's us. We had to have the new car, we gotta have the jewelry. And it's not for our own, it's just to show people, look, I have made it. But have you really? I mean, have you really? So that stand out to me. Another thing that stand out, if you are an American citizen and you pay taxes, directly and indirectly, you're a killer. You're a killer because the biggest budget is the military budget. What the military buy? Arms, guns, all that stuff. They use it to kill people. We don't have no control as to where our funds are allotted. We don't have any control. So directly and indirectly, and that's the truth. That's what I see. We're killers because we are contributing, to the killing of a lot of folks. And that's the honest to God truth. Another thing, what about the truth about America? And I'm not talking about domestically. We know some degree the truth domestic. What about international? And I only brought it up because a lot of people are talking about immigrants coming and they should come the right way. But wait a minute. If you dig behind the scenes, you will see where America play a part. I'm talking about 10, sometimes 20 years ago in the destabilization of that country. So where the people going to go? They're going to go where there's opportunity. And why would someone risk their life and to some degree, even their kids' life, to leave good? They're leaving bad, and coming to the land that in some instances actually destabilized their country. You know what I'm saying? All of that is the truth, man. So I'm saying all that to say, if we really want the truth, we'll be seeking it. I'm not talking about the truth about who this person is dating, who that person is sleeping with, how much money she make, how much money he make. What about OnlyFans? No, I'm not talking about that. But that's what we're seeking. Most of us are seeking. I'm talking about the truth that can benefit you and your significant other life, whatever, and change your trajectory. You know what I'm saying? So can we handle it? No, no, we can't. We can't because we're not seeking it. You know, I can see a certain shift, but the numbers are not to me where it should be. You know what I'm saying? The numbers are not. It should be greater. It should be more people. Like for instance, talking what we talk. You know what I'm saying? You talk about the views, you talk about the likes. Come on, man. But that's where we are. So that's my take, man.
And that's a great point. Basically, everything you just said, you understand, and we don't think about that. And definitely getting back to the point where you were speaking on things that we are more interested in that does not take us to another level as a people. And that kind of piggybacks on when we were speaking on the gossip, you know, the things that we run to. Now, here it is. One thing, especially the new Negro, and I just use that, that's an old term, but the new Negro, we don't understand organizing. And now here we are at Second Nature for Children. We have an organization where we could come together and begin to help our children even more. It began to put this organization in different communities because the community that we are in here in Atlanta, you know, we have done great things in this community for the last, I would say, 12 years. And man, can you imagine if we came together even to help even more where we are now, but to put this organization, teaching these children, bringing these children in off the streets and giving them a foundation. And first of all, we know that they are in school. So first of all, let's begin to make sure that they're doing well in that system because they're in a system where they're not doing well. And until, like I said, we come together as a community or a neighborhood to help our children, it won't be no time soon that our children will be doing well. And if you study and if people pull up different districts, or even throughout the United States, but I'm talking about right here in Atlanta, and you could pull up the different districts, especially in certain communities, District 9, District 10, well, a lot of them, they would consider them being in the low income community. You would pull it up and you could see for yourself, well, all the schools from elementary to middle to high schools, further as the Georgia academics of the school doing well, you will see on a higher level that all the schools are failing academically. All you have to do is pull it up and you'll see. But like once I said, until we come and have a concern and a compassion, then our children and us as a people, we're not doing well. I was just having a conversation with a guy the other day, and he was asking me, like, what age group do you take up to? And I would let him know, you know, I do children from birth on in the nursery until my program. I take them in at 6 and 7 and work with them all the way up till they come out of high school. I have young kids even in their 20s that I'm still dealing with. But once you get up to 30, once you get up to 30 years old, I'm gonna kind of pull back from you unless you come to me and let me know that you really and show me that you really want help. I'm not gonna put a lot of work into adults because I've found out over my years that it's so hard. We have been so mentally enslaved into society and into this always depending on someone to come and help us. A lot of us are just further as coming together, making a movement, making a difference. It's about a wrap, and I always say that. And so that's why when I came back, especially to use this platform, to reach out to the world, saying at least if we can get 100 people out of the world, 100, I'm just saying 100, with compassion and concern, then that 100, we can do something because we can take that 100, and if that 100 can find one other person, just one, and not two, look how simple it is. If that one person could just find one other person and tell that person, you see, they do it when they do pyramid schemes. And we're going to do a video on how easy a lot of times it is for us to be misled by BS. But here's something that we really can put together that can really begin to help us. When we begin caught up in pyramid schemes, we always trying to go get 2 or 3 people to join this, to join that. You put your money over here, you put your money. Listen, man, and it gets us nowhere. After a period of time, folks get mad, folks pull out, folks get a couple of dollars, folks pull out. When we can come together throughout the world, because I got people hitting me from Romania, I got people hitting me from England, so I know we're branching out. We don't even have, and we got the views of over 100, but what if that each person just told one person, subscribe, like, share. Let's build this channel. He ain't asked us for 1 penny, unless if someone want to give to help the organization, that's the Cash App. That's for the children. You can go to our Facebook page, see the work we're doing. You can go to the website, but listen, that's on your heart. I'm asking further as the channel so we can reach more people. Let's get the subscriptions up. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the shares up. Let's help our people. That's free. And we won't even do that because we should be there by now. So that's why when I'm telling you, Father, as hope, unless we change, I'm going to say it again, unless we change, there is no hope for us coming together as a people moving forward. So I teach complete wellness, and that's connecting the mind, the body, and the soul together. That's where we are as a people. We are hurting in those 3 areas, and we're disconnected. Let's deal with the body right quick. If you don't take care of yourself physically, that means beginning to exercise, clean up your eating, stop drinking so much, stop smoking, stop doing drugs, you will develop health issues, and your percentage of dying prematurely goes up. Facts. How simple is that? Family, if you don't take care of yourself physically, I did another video that it's not hard, we make it hard. The journey is simple. If you don't take care of yourself physically, you are just bringing an earlier death to yourself. That's a fact. Damn. And it seems like we don't see that. Something is wrong that we got to work on, and we got to come together, but we're not coming together. And that's why I tell you, Coach, you won't see no change no time soon because we're not even coming together to begin to make the change. When you look out there, you see what we gravitate toward. Either somebody got killed, it's just entertainment. That's our thing. And I don't care about what other people do. No, I'm talking about us. I'm observing us. I study us for over 3 decades. I studied and I still study us. That's why I don't debate and go back and forth with people, because until you show me where you've done 22 years administering to nothing but killers, until you show me where you have worked with children from defects, until you show me where you have had to sit down with families and deal with children who's been sodomized, raped, molested, until you sit down and show me where you have worked with kids from group homes, until you sit down and you can be able to show me where every day you impacting someone's life either with personal training or you working with children until you sit down and show me that every day you are working with children, until you sit down and show me that 2 to 3 days a week you are bringing children in off the street. I don't need to sit down and debate nothing with you because you're not putting any work in. Facts. That's why I don't do all the debating. I put these facts out, and that's that. You got anything you want to share, Coach?
You know, the truth, man, the truth is like cold water. Cold water to a person who are accustomed to lukewarm, warm water. You know, it shocks them, it's scary, you know, they shiver, all of that. I understand to some degree why people won't gravitate to the truth like they ought to, even with you talking about the views and all of that. You can't unlearn the truth when you learn it. And you yourself will have to hold yourself accountable to make the necessary changes on account of what you just found out. That's not easy for a lot of people, man. That's not easy for a lot of people. A lot of people, if you can't deal with the truth in your own personal life, how can you gravitate to the truth that's around you? You know? So I understand, I don't agree, but I understand, but I mean, how are you supposed to evolve as an individual? How are you supposed to make an impact if you're not seeking the truth and making the necessary changes to be better? You know, how are you supposed to evolve? And that's why the lack of response, I mean, you offering the mind, the body, the soul. You didn't put out a price tag. You didn't say a deposit, none of that. And you tell me, no one is it yet? Come on, man. Come on.
And that's
You
my
know,
kind
that says a lot, man. That says
of,
a whole lot. They know the truth, but they don't want to deal with the truth. That's what that says to me.
and that's
So I
another
rather
reason.
stay in my state. Yeah, I want to rather stay in my state,
Mm-hmm,
you know,
mm-hmm.
and move like that. I don't want to deal with the truth. So that's a shame, man, but that is the truth. So
And that's another reason I'm glad that yourself and I come on, and when I come on by myself, because what I want to do, so many years I have people to tell me, and even right now today, man, I can't believe this, or I can't believe that, or I can't believe this. So what I want to do is I want to unveil, I want to pull the cover off the show folks why we in certain positions, why we are where we are. Because like you said a little earlier, that truth, it makes you carry a responsibility. And a lot of us don't want that responsibility. So what I want to do with this channel as well is people be talking about, well, I can't believe this, or I can't believe that, or why you think this, or why you think that. I'm unveiling it right now. I'm showing you why we're not moving forward as a people, why our children are not doing well. I'm showing you because we have no concern and we have no compassion for someone else. Facts. When it comes to the mind, if you know that you are dealing with a mental illness, mental issues, or mental disorder, get some help. Get you some help, especially childhood trauma. You got to learn how to heal. But one of the problems we have is that we won't admit that something is wrong and we need to check ourselves. That's one of the biggest problems we have. We won't admit that something is wrong. Facts. And when it comes to religion, I'll close it out right here. We know that there's a disagreement in religion, and it has divided us up as a people. That's facts. That's why it's 33,089 different Christian denominations. That's facts. You better know that what you need is already in you because it dwells within you. You better know that. We got to stop waiting on something or someone to come save us and know that what it is that you need is already in you. And you have to make sure, like I told you, you got to learn how to connect to that which dwells within you. It'll help you change your life because most religious people are in the worst condition spiritually. Facts. I've been in church all my life. It's about having a personal relationship with that higher power. That's what it's about. It's about connecting to that which dwells within you. If you are part of a religious organization, but you're not living it, then you're disconnected. You can't tell me that you have a belief that you're not living. That means you don't believe. See, we got it mixed up. We go to church on custom and formality, and it's Sunday morning, or it's Saturday morning, or it's Wednesday night. I got to go sing in the choir, or I'm just going to Bible study. That Bible been interpreted. You could take one scripture out of that Bible. You got 33,000, and just like you said back a while ago about none. No, I'm talking about just denominational, 33,089. And you can get that whole thing. Watch this. You can get all those different groups of Christianity and take one scripture and interpret that one scripture in 33 different thousand ways. That's crazy. I want you to understand that you have a group of the Hebrew Israelites. Let's just take them. Some of them call themselves the Israelites. Some of them call themselves the Hebrew Israelites. They can take that Bible where Christianity as Baptists and Methodists and different basic groups of Christianity, they'll take it and they'll let you know from reading it, their interpretation, that Adam was the first, Eve from the rib. Okay. You can take the Hebrew Israelites, they'll go into that Bible and go to different passages in that Bible, and they'll show you that Adam and Eve is not the first. They'll take that scripture where you saying that Adam and Eve was the first, and they'll flip that thing all the way around. That Adam means something else, Eve means something else, death means something else. Man, we got to stop playing. Man has put that together. And if you want to be truly connected to that which runs the universe, if you have a belief, you got to make sure that you are connected to that which dwells within you. Facts. You got anything you want to share, Coach?
I always talk about first off, we'll get it together. It wouldn't be willingly, it'll be forced. I had a conversation with my son earlier tonight, and he talked about, I think he said 6 or 7 of his friends laid off. That's how we have no choice but to come together. When we in dire straits and need some help, we can have no choice. Economically, that's what's going on. So that's the way I feel we'll get together. I always talk about self-care. To me, gravitating to the truth, that is part of self-care. You know. Mm-hmm. How else can you get your mind right if you're dealing with half-truths or lies? There's a saying now people talking about, I heard couple of females said, I want to speak my truth. What is your truth? I thought it was the truth. So your truth means a deviation from the truth. You know what I mean? So that is part of a self-care, man. Gravitating to the truth and moving in a way which you can better yourself, man, every way, shape, or form. And that's, like I said, should gravitate to the people around you. I mean, that's the only way. To me, nah, I wouldn't say the only way. That's the best way to live. Let me put it like that. That's just my opinion. That's the best way to live. How else are you going to deal with all this stuff coming at you, in this life, personally, professionally, and all of that? Because, like I said, the year just started. Folks laying off, man. UPS, like I said, Macy's closing a couple of stores, Walmart already talking about closing some stores. And then people going in the grocery stores mad because what? The prices of grocery store high. So economically, we got to brace ourselves, man. And this is just the beginning of the year. So to me, that's going to make us question some things, move differently, and we ain't had no choice but to support each other. Hate to say that's the way I see it, but that's what I see in the water, writing in the wall, man.
And from you saying that, Coach, I'm gonna give you something to think about. I'm gonna give you something to think about from you saying that. From you saying that something that and we'll take the layoffs, people being laid off, and you say, well, I feel that right there is something that could bring us together because we got to come together you got to survive.
Yep.
Okay, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
But let me give you something to think about right here. We're gonna get ready to get out of here. When I was younger, I would sit on Whitehall and McDaniel, and I would go out because I see people sitting on the streets, and I would buy them hot dogs. And a lot of them had good jobs. A lot of them come from good homes. They lost their job. And instead of what you're saying, come together, a lot of them end up in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
So I still don't even see where something dramatic happened that could bring us together, because if a lot of us is not connected to that which dwell within us, a lot of us can't rebound from it. Just something to think about.
True.
So, Coach, we got less than a minute. I'm going to get out of here. I thank you so much again for your time. Always a great show, always powerful to speak with you. And we're going to continue to bring this information. Much love to you, Coach. I'm saying it on air. I appreciate you.
Right back at you. Yeah.
I appreciate you so much. So until we come back together, family, we working, we trying. So until we come back
together. That's all we
together.
can do, man.
All right, Coach. I'll holler at you. See you later.
All right. Peace out.
Yes, sir.